talking about family rituals, daily ritual, and this is about families in the north of time gone by, or let's say the generation, my generation and generations earlier, and the current generation imbibing from seeing what the parent is doing. In the north, is a tradition that followed was that families had family gurus. That means they would have a guru which belonged to a certain lineage, and he would be more or less part of the family. And for the children, it was nothing new if the guru came and stayed with the family, with his also few disciples, students, for a month at a stretch. That was possible because people had big houses at that time of laws, and they could also afford to hold these or be with their guru for months at a stretch. So the ritual that was usually followed by the children, of course, was to go and bow down to the guru before going to the school or attending their daily function. And after coming back from school, go and show your face again and be part of the evening art or worship along with the guru and his students. But what also as children growing up observed, particularly I'm talking about my family, that my grandmother would, after having a bath and getting into the kitchen for the day, she would, whatever she was preparing, the first offering would go into the fire. Then the next offering would go to the birds that is on the roof of the kitchen. Now, I'm talking about a hill station where normally they have kitchens outside the living quarters. And then she would give some food to the pets that we had, to the dogs. After that, whatever she had cooked, she would put it in a thali, a big silver or steel plate, whatever was required. She would take it to her altar, which she had made in a small room and had pictures and little statues or whatever you want to call it of deities, Shiva and Krishna, Durga, and she would offer it to the gods. After that, that same platter would come down into the kitchen and the food would be mixed with the rest of the food so that the family and the sadhaks who were staying with us, everyone could partake of that. So this was the daily ritual. Plus, of course, she would keep some chapatis, ghee and all, whole day, and send it for the cows. Now in Missouri, we used to have cows grazing all over. And that would be offered to the cows. So it's a beautiful ritual. This one grows up with, and many families still follow that. They feed the birds, they feed the animals, they feed the cows. But as a ritual, I don't know whether it is done. And another very interesting thing which we used to do, even as children, we would sit with the mother while she would be in a notebook, keep writing in the red pen, Ram, 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 Ram. And along with them, we would also take a pen and start writing on paper, Ram, 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 Ram. After filling in reams of pages of Ram, Ram, these each word of Ram would be cut and put into a bowl. So many thousands of Ram, 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 Ram would go in a bowl. And then she would get dough, and we would be asked to make little balls as big as let's say, little smaller than a marble, and put the ram into that ball, that paper, little piece of paper, we would put it in a ball. So this would go on for, let's say, I don't know how long it would take, because this was an ongoing process at that time. And when anyone, my parent, father or mother or grandmother, they went down to Haridwar, they would be given these balls of Ram, which were to be taken down to the Ganges and fed to the fish. So nothing was ignored. So this ritual is a beautiful ritual and will, I feel, lead you to abundance or no lack, no lack of food, no lack of prosperity. No, you will not fall short. So it's very important that the current generation understand this, and the feeling and the love and with the understanding of the importance of this ritual. As I say, energy follows thought. So when your thought is the day starting with reflecting the spirit of generosity to all creation, your well-being cannot be ignored, not be ignored by nature. As you sow, so shall you reap. So this, the families had part made a form of that form of worship, we can say, or wisdom to inculcate in the children and generations to come how to live a life of abundance and never ending flow from the universe to make our life smooth and free of any serious issues. With each writing of Ram, 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 the mind is also The whole system is reciting that. And how much unconsciously we do that and derive the benefit of it. We do it unconsciously. But if we were to do it consciously, and just for the as a part of our daily life, without any expectation, we don't know what we're going to get. But just out of love for creation. It's a beautiful thing. And since consciousness is evolving at such a fast pace now, you will be able to understand the meaning of what I'm saying. That thing is gone when you just pass it. Oh, our parents used to do it. Oh, this is all oldies stuff. It's not. There's a lot of sense and meaning behind it. And those parents and children who are still doing these things are benefiting the benefits. I mean, one can see an open heart is ready to give and ready to receive. And it receives with joy and gives it back again. So it's an ongoing process. It's like a river flowing, one flowing towards you, the other flowing out of you. So there's no hoarding. It's a constant flow in and out. That's how life works. And giving of any form, of course, this is we can consciously do it, but your own seva that you do, own out of love, that reaps abundance. You know? So these rituals were done without any expectation. They were done because the Guru had guided the families to do a certain thing, which they took as a form of seva for the Guru. Because the Guru has said it, so it became a parampara. Families would follow the same thing as time went on. So just don't get up and do it. Think what is behind the doing. What is the behind this doing? And then get down to it. This story I read somewhere. It's the importance of the thought that we think. And that thought that we think becomes relevant only when that thought is put into action. If we want to enjoy the fruits of that thought, we have to first put it into words and then into our action, and then can expect a result. This is a story about a village businessman having a nice small shop. He was doing very well. in his business. But a time came when other shops came up and his business started going down because the new shops were coming up with younger people that had more to offer. So this businessman at a ripe age, maybe 50 and above, started getting worried how he's going to manage his daily living and support his family. So he started looking for a fortune teller or an astrologer. And one of his friends told him that there is a very good astrologer and renowned and tested in the next village. Now, this person was wondering how to go to the next village because there was no transport. He would have to walk all the way. And if he started walking in the morning, it would take him all day. But he was desperate. So next morning, he took the address and started walking towards the village, through the forest, through the jungle, and reached the next village at dusk. And by the time he found the house, he saw a person standing outside and went to him and asked him if Pandit so and so was at home. So this gentleman asked him, "What is, I'm that Pandit. What can I do for you?" So the businessman took out his horoscope and gave it to him and asked him to please see what is my stars, what are my stars saying regarding my business. The astrologer opened the horoscope, had a brief look, and closed it, and told the businessman, he looked, it's sunset, and I don't see horoscopes during sunset. Suggest you come in the morning or during the day. Now, this businessman thought, what is he to do? Because he doesn't have any money to stay anywhere, or he doesn't know anyone in this village. Where is he going to spend the night? But he started backward home. On the way, trying to figure out where he would rest, where he could wash his face and lie down for some time. So while walking, he came across a temple which was in a depleted state. There was no pujari, there was no light, but he found a tap over there. So he decided, okay, at least some sort of a shelter, and decided to rest over there, wash his face, drank some water, and took out his turban, spread it, and lay down on it. Lying down, he's looking at the temple, at the walls, and the ruins around, and started thinking, feeling very bad that a temple should be in this state with no one to look after it, and thought, okay, if I have the money whenever, then I would restore this temple to its glory. Thinking this, he fell off asleep. And next morning at sunrise, he started to walk back to the village and he met the village astrologer. The astrologer looked at him, very surprised. How come you have come so early? Or you have come at all? So the business was man was surprised. He said, well, I spent a night out in the open, and at the sunrise, I got up and have come. So the Pandit started thinking and asked him, where did you spend the night? The businessman said, I found a place, a temple in ruins, and I spent the night over there. So he says, what else did you do while you were there? The businessman was getting a little irritable. He is not answering my question, what I have come for. So he told him, I washed my face, I washed my feet. So he says, so he says, I was tired and I put my turban down, spread it, and laid on. He said, that's it. He said, that's it. He says, are you sure you didn't do anything else? He said, no. So he said, okay, what were you thinking? He said, how can I tell you what I was thinking? I think so many things. Please answer my question I have come for. It's about my business. So Pandit said, yeah, I'm asking for a reason. Can you tell me what were you thinking? So this poor guy racked his brain because there were so many thoughts that had gone through his mind and came across the thought of the temple. So he said, I was thinking many thoughts, but also I thought this temple in ruins, there's nobody to look after it, there's no pandit, and nobody is restoring it. If I had money, I would do something for it, restore it to its glory. So the Pandit said, exactly. This was your thought? He said, yes. He said, go and do it. So, but I came to tell you that I have no money, my business is not doing well. Pandit said, it will do well. Just follow your thought. Because, he says, I was surprised, the Pandit was surprised to see him because the horoscope said that was his last day. He could not see the next day, the sunrise of the next day. So he told the astrologer, that is why I sent you back, because I didn't want to tell you. This is the end. But since you have come and that time has passed, that means you have to honor that thought. So a thought which we just take for granted and keeps pouting around dialogue and opinions and issues and wishing and this and that, the energy will follow it. So if it's a good thought, you're saying, thinking good thoughts, you create that future for yourself. It just shows how important a thought is, it can tide you over a critical period. It's a very powerful story. If it is a story, actually, there's all stories come from inner experiences. They're only worded in different words. Nothing that has not already existed will not come to mind. That's when I say it's all in the mind. All your lives you have been through. One chapter ends, you come back and pick up from that chapter 12 or 11 and carry the same drama forward. So take care of your thoughts and all will be well. Think positive, positive things will happen. I wish. So every now and then we keep saying, I wish this would happen. I wish this had happened. I wish this will happen. So there's a lot of wishing we do all along, every day of our life, not realizing that this we are saying with a conscious mind. When we say, I wish a flap happens, and that wish falls into the subconscious. Another wish we make, that falls into the subconscious. Now, what is the subconscious? It has to deliver. Its role is to deliver the command that it has been given. It has no reasoning. It just has to do. Just like uh, heart or stomach or digestive system, everything functions because it is programmed that way. You give an order and it will fulfill it. Keep doing it, keep doing, keep working, keep working. In the same way, every wish we put, it has to keep working and trying to whichever comes up, trying to create, but realizes suddenly another wish has come. So this is a story about two friends, two women friends. They were in school together, plus they went to college together, and ultimately the two friends married two friends. And both of them also had bungalows, one in front of the other. Like one is on one side of the highway and the other is on the other side of the highway. They were best of friends, sharing everything. They had children and children were also growing up. But one friend who was staying on the opposite side of the highway had a bungalow which was bigger, had a beautiful garden, and people to look after it. Whereas her bungalow on the other side was a little smaller garden, and she had to look after the garden herself. So this wish in her would arise. I wish I had that bungalow. I wish I was living in that bungalow. So this was the nagging thought whenever, not always, but whenever she looked at it, standing, admiring the garden and the beautiful flowers and happy family, not that her family was not happy. They were happy in whatever they had. Now the children grew up. They were going to each other's houses, playing. Everything was very nice. Very good friends, husband, very good friends. Now, this lady is with a smaller bungalow. Sons grew up, and these sons wanted to separate. So they told their parents that please sell this bungalow and give us our share so that we can have separate places to stay. So, in the course of this time, this lady's husband had passed away. So the bungalow was being sold and the new properties bought. But the question arose, who will keep the mother? So this dialogue would often go on between the boys. "Okay, you will keep her first, or the other one will keep her first, and all. So this lady was sharing it with her friend. You look at my children, I've looked after them all their life, they've grown up. And now this stupid issue has arisen. Who's going to take the responsibility of the mother? So with this, very disheartened, the friends would be sitting together and talking about their children, and the other one was very happy, blossoming. The children so beautiful. And so this lady says, her friend, look, I have such a big house, and we are such good friends, and I have grandchildren now. Please come, let's live together. You stay with us. So this lady was very touched, seeing such a family which was so beautiful, grandchildren, sons laughing, joking, wives happy. There was no resentment anywhere. So why this had to happen to her? So she told her sons, "See, this is what my friend is saying, that I can go and stay with her." So they said, why don't you? And that is what she did. This was a wish. But to get that wish, which she made when? What all had she to go through in order for that wish to be fulfilled? Because there were so many other wishes which she had put in between, that when the time came for this wish, it really had no meaning. So when one says, just be with the moment, whatever is coming to you, that is meant for you. Instead of an apple coming to you, if an apple is coming to you, you say, no, I wish I had a pear. Then you're not going to get anything of the two. And when you get the apple, you will not in a position to eat it. Or enjoy it rather, you might eat it. Out of compulsion, maybe hunger has struck you or whatever. Or you have nowhere to go. So whatever is coming, accept it as a gift. Next time you make a wish, think how many wishes you have made before and then stop. Let those wishes first get done, because every time you make a wish, you're disrupting the working of your energy body. It moves towards fulfilling that wish, and it's not even partway through, and you put in another wish, and then it starts moving in that direction. So it's like a constant left, right, left, right. If your energy body is going to go through the life, what are you going to get? How to manifest? You manifest when you have what you want perfectly clear in your mind and work towards it. Once you have worked towards that, then think of another thing which you want to manifest. Power of thought. It's a lot of work. As you think, so shall you reap.